What's up? What's up? It's Skinny Penis here. We are going to be doing a Overwatch 2 beta tier list with the heroes. I'm going to tell you guys what I think are some of the best heroes or some of the worst heroes or even some of the mediocre, playable characters. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Ana has been one of the best heroes I feel like I've seen in the beta so far. I mean, your sleep dart, since there is less CCs, sleep dart is still a thing. You do heal over time, so you don't have to waste your nade on yourself now to heal yourself. You could use it on enemies. Very powerful. And they did nerf it to 3 seconds instead of 4 seconds now, but she's still really strong in my opinion. I do feel like Ana is by far one of the must-play characters. Ashe. I do feel like Ashe is also... I feel like a lot of hit scan in general is going to be like a lot of really good and must plays, but Ashe, I played Ashe. You can also check the previous YouTube videos that we have on this channel. 27k damage in a game, literally insane. Also, don't forget, Bob. I feel like Bob is still useless. He does have less HP. He dies really quick, and also Discord exists. But Ashe is still, insane. Dynamite damage, less shields, so you hit 5-man dynamites, crazy damage. I do feel like she is really strong. Baptiste, I haven't been seeing a lot of Baptiste lately, actually. The reason I have him in, really good is I still think there was a lot of better supports you could pick. Baptiste still has immortality, don't get me wrong. Immortality is broken. Let me know what you guys also think in the comments as well about each character that I'm picking, or if you guys disagree or agree. But I feel like Baptiste is, he's okay right now. I don't think he's the best anymore. Bastion. I do think Bastion is pretty strong now. He does do a lot of burst damage. He can move in his tank form now. He is pretty crazy overall, and he does have that little grenade to boost him up to little high ground places. But his ult is okay. I don't think it's good or anything. I do see a lot of missed shots on his ult. It's probably because I'm playing him. But anyways, okay, Brig. I do think Brig is still playable. I don't think she's really good. I don't think she's really bad. I have seen her do really well sometimes, and then sometimes, I guess it's based on the person playing her, I see them basically non-existent and dying. But she still has a lot of AoE healing, and her armor packs, and don't forget Rally is still an ability in this game. Her ult is crazy, but I'm not gonna put her in really good based off just her ult. I think her kit in general is very playable. Cassidy. I think Cassidy is really, really good. He did lose his stun, but that homing grenade still does 131 damage. So he could literally hit you with the grenade, shoot you once if you are a 200 HP character, and you're dead. Since it does 201 damage, you're dead if you don't get any healing. He still has a lot of burst, I feel like. I feel like people are kind of sleeper on him because he doesn't have his stun. But I do think he still is really good. Doomfist, I feel like is definitely a must play, and hear me out, is because he does have a lot of mobility. He can go into a team fight. He can pull out the enemy's CCs and have his DPS go in without worrying about a sleep or a nade or other stuns and other abilities, so they could do their job. I feel like Doomfist is incredible at that mobility, and he also does do, he does pack a punch with his damage if you do charge it up and whatnot. D.Va, I have mixed reviews on D.Va. People do say D.Va's good. People do say D.Va's bad. I played against some D.Va players. She's okay. I wouldn't put her at the best of the tanks, but I feel like she does do a lot of damage. I don't see a lot of D.Vas out there. And let me tell you, it might change with Overwatch League coming back, and, people are going to mimic what the pros do, obviously. So we're going to be able to, see what metas are being run and whatnot. But she does do a lot of damage, so I'm not going to put her in just playable. Echo. I'm going to put Echo in the best must play. The reason I do that is because Echo, they did nerf her a little bit with her beam, but also if she does get a pocket, I don't want to say if she gets a pocket because I'm trying to base this off the characters alone, but she does do a lot of burst damage. Plus, if she does get her ult and she doesn't copy a tank, because, she can only go up to 300 health now when she copies a tank, she does still do a lot of damage. And if she copies the soldier and gets the ult, well, she does generate ult still really quickly. I have seen a lot of great Echo players still, even with hit scan being really dominant lately, because there is less shields. Echo, I feel like, is still really, really powerful. Genji. Genji is also, I don't play a lot of Genji, but I've been enjoying Genji so much on the beta. He is really strong. We've seen a lot of Genji in the Overwatch League. He is playable. So shout out to my Genji players. Let me know if you're one of them. But he is very, very, very good in my opinion. And also, you know, with one less tank on the field and with less stuns, you know, I do feel like a lot of these flanking characters are going to get a lot more value. Hanzo, I do feel like Hanzo is really good. You know, you're able to still shoot your arrows, get a random headshot without looking at your monitor. He's not really, you know, Overwatch 1 material. If it was Overwatch 1, I think right now in this meta, I would say he's amazing because he's literally just shooting 2 shields for like 30 minutes a game. And you have to break the shields, and if you do break the shields, you get a headshot. But right now in Overwatch 2 beta, he does feel like he's really good with the pick potential. Junkrat, I'm not gonna lie. If you have a Junkrat player on your team, you really don't like them, and if you have them on the other team, you really don't like them as well. I feel like Junkrat player, I feel like Junkrat is not a really good pick in the Overwatch 2 beta unless you go on someone's YouTube and watch a montage of only their best plays on Junkrat. You don't see the 5 hours of them feeding to get those 5 minutes of best plays. But anyways, I do think Junkrat he's not as strong. He does have that one shot potential of like you shooting you and then mining you, or if they can't aim, mine. But I don't think he's going to be played that much unless it's a very heavy choke spam. Lucio definitely must play. They did nerf him a little bit, but I feel like hitbox are changed. I don't want to say changed. Sorry, you keep using quotations. I feel like hitbox are changed in the beta, and I think servers are, instead of being on 60 ticker, like on 144, and it's a new game engine in general, I believe. He does feel like he's harder to hit, but he also is, you know, I feel like his survivability is insane. Also, they did nerf his ult charge. So you don't have to, I think that by like 12%, so you do get your ult charge faster, which I think is really good. I'm gonna put Mei in borderline throwing, and hear me out. The reason I'm putting Mei in borderline throwing is because they did nerf her wall. Her wall doesn't go as far, and they did nerf the health of the wall. And also, I've seen a lot, like her left click now doesn't freeze, right? So I see a lot of Mei's walled off a Reinhardt, run straight into them and try to left click, and they're just getting they're just getting killed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Mei's probably gonna be a pick on like those heavy choke points, like I said. I use the quotations again. I don't know why, a dumbass, but I do feel like Mei is not really a great pick in my opinion. Let me know if you think otherwise. Mercy, I feel like is very, very strong. Very strong. You still have the res. You have the damage boost, which the damage boost sounds are insane, especially the nano sounds. Have you guys heard the nano sounds? I forgot to go into that. The nano sounds are amazing. Like when you nano tracer, it sounds so cool. Anyways, she does have damage boost with one less shield being out there. If you're playing like Watch Point Gibraltar and you're on the high ground and you're getting pocketed, you're pocketing an Ashe or a Soldier, you're going to do a lot of damage. Insane amount of damage. But I feel like she's really strong right now. Like I said, there isn't a comp mode, so don't hate me. This is all based off quick play and a little bit of Overwatch League. But I do feel like she's really good. Now, Moira, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to put Moira in borderline throwing. Hear me out. There is quick play only. There's so many goddamn DPS Moiras and the enemy backline. I'm not getting fucking healed, but when they are healing, they do a lot of healing. And she also does a lot of damage, but I do not get healed. I feel like it's a 4v5 most of the time. That's what I'm going to say about Moira. Orisa. They did come out with the first patch for the beta, and they still didn't touch Orisa. Orisa is insane. Her javelin in her new kit stuns any ult that's going on. If they're like a Pharah's ulting, you could stun them out. If they hit the wall, it does insane. It does even more damage. Orisa's insane. Also, she can eat ults with her javelin spin. It's like a Genji deflect or like a defense matrix. Or you could push people off the map. It is insane. Orisa is broken. So I don't know if she's gonna get nerfed or if they're gonna buff tanks to be at her level, which is gonna be scary to see, but she is really, really strong right now. That being said, moving on to Pharah, I don't see a lot of Pharahs recently. You know, you might get those Pharah one tricks, but I don't really see a lot of Pharahs. The Pharahs that I do see out there are getting shredded by, you know, hit scam players. So I'm gonna put Pharah and definitely playable. Reaper as well, hear me out, is playable. I would put him higher, but they did nerf his spread, so his spread is insane now, and also he does do less damage. I feel like you are tickling tanks, like you are literally tickling tanks instead of like demolishing them with 2 shotguns, which is crazy. But I do think Reaper is playable. Reinhardt, I do think Reinhardt is actually really strong. It depends off if the other team is running a Reinhardt and your team's not running a Reinhardt, that Reinhardt's going to be having shatters for days. I do think Reinhardt's shield is, you know, he does absorb a lot of damage, and fights are a little quicker. So with that damage being blocked, your team should be able to get a pick or not, or win the team fight. Like I said, if the other team doesn't have a shield, you do have free shatters. Also, 2 fire strikes, and you can cancel your charge and push people off the map. Reinhardt's actually pretty good. Roadhog. Hear me out. I've been playing Roadhog lately, and I love it, so I don't know if I'm biased or whatnot, but Roadhog feels so strong. You know, he has his pick potential, he has his hook, he has 700 HP, so and no armor or shield, so you do feed a shit ton, but like you do have, you know, that 700 HP and 350 HP heal. And I'm pretty sure it still does, you know, that 50% damage reduction while you're healing. So if you are able to get a pick every team fight or whatnot, or on the flank, I feel like you're going to be winning a lot of team fights. I don't know if they've been running Hog in the Overwatch League. Like I said, I only watched a little bit of it. So let me know what you guys think about my Hog pick. Sigma. I do think Sigma is borderline throwing. Hear me out. He does his rock does do 100 damage. Sure, it is pretty strong, but I feel like he is really weak overall. They did buff his flux a little bit because, you know, they can't. I think Mei can't cryo freeze, you know, her shift in her ice block form out of the Sigma flux anymore. But I don't see a lot of Sigmas, and the Sigmas I do see get shredded almost instantly. I don't think Sigma's a good pick. Sojourn I feel like is very, very strong. She does a lot of damage, plus her railgun is insane. They did buff her railgun. It used to be 0.05 meters or something for her hitbox. I don't know what it is. I don't have the notes in front of me anymore. I know it used to be 0.05 and they changed it to 0.1. So they doubled it for her railgun hitbox. It's like insane. She does a lot of damage, and she's really fun to play. She also has a slow and a damage over time orb. And she could, you know, she could slide and get on the high ground. She's really fun to play, really strong. I did spectate Pelican from the Overwatch League. He was Rookie of the Year last year. We did spectate him, so if you guys want to check that out as well, feel free to check it out. Soldier 76. I would put Soldier 76 in the best must-play category, but I am going to put him in the really good because with the first patch that came out, they did nerf his damage from 20 to 18 damage per shot, and they also nerfed his running speed by 10%. So instead of running, I think it was like 60% faster, I think they nerfed it down to like 50%. I'm not so sure on that one as well, but he is still pretty strong, and he does have his heal stations still. Sombra I feel like is insane. We spectated Fitzy as well. You guys could go watch that video as well. There's a lot of videos you guys could watch on this channel. It's amazing. She EMPs. She takes out 40% of their total remaining HP that they have on their character. So if they have 100, you take out 40%. So you do 40 damage. They're left with 60. But hear me out. That's not all. If you nano a Sombra and she EMPs, that 40% goes to 60%. 60% instantly vanished. And on top of that, Sombra does 40% more damage to those hacked targets that you EMP'd. On top of that, if she does get nanoed, you do have a nano on that. So you are literally shredding. You are shredding as Sombra. Plus, you do give your team wall hacks. Wall hacks are very important as well in an FPS game. I mean, it's wall hacks for like 8 seconds. And you do hack health packs, but instead of a minute, it's 30 seconds now. I do feel like Sombra is still she's really strong. Now, for all my Symmetra players out there, you're gonna hate me. If you pick Symmetra, you're probably gonna get avoided. There's no 2 shields in front of you anymore. You're not gonna be able to build your you're not gonna be able to build your level 3 beam as easily now. I don't think Symmetra is really good unless you hit them with the little cheese TP strat from like Lejang. You you TP to the window, or you TP out of spawn. A lot of maps, you TP out of spawn, and you get the, like, you're maybe on push, or maybe even on, cough. But I don't think Symmetra's good. Torbjörn, I feel like Torbjörn is going to be still, really good on a lot of those maps for defense. I don't know about offense. Like I said, defense, Torb is really strong. You have your turret still, I feel like he's still going to be a really great pick on a lot of defensive maps. Maybe you're going to get that Torbjörn one trick on offense as well, but I still think he's going to be really good considering there is less shields. So he is going to be able to do a little bit more damage. Tracer. See, the problem with Tracer, I want to put her in playable, or I want to put her in really good. I'm gonna put Tracer in playable because, hear me out, that damage nerf, no, actually I'm gonna put her in really good. The reason I'm not gonna put her in the best and must play is because they did nerf her damage from 6 to 5 damage per pellet. That is it doesn't seem like a lot, but she tickles a lot of people. She doesn't do a lot of damage anymore. You do have that potential to go in one clip, or not one clip. You can't one clip a Zen anymore because he has 225 HP and he could kick you like you're fucking, this is Sparta. But Tracer, I do feel like she can go in. She can clean up still with her pistols. She does do a little bit of decent amount of damage, but not insane as anymore. She is still gonna be good. Plus, I feel like Tracer's pulse bomb is like nowadays. Cassidy has a homing grenade on cooldown that does 131 damage. So I mean, they're gonna probably change something with Tracer, I feel. Widowmaker, I feel like Widowmaker is going to be really good. The reason I'm not putting her in the best is because there are going to be a lot of flankers. I do feel like, she does have that, not a second tank diving her. She is going to be strong on, like, Helios, Ruins, or even Watchpoint Gibraltar. But I feel like Winston, Tracer, or a Genji can, like, or even a Lucio can dive Widow, and Hanzo Arrow, or an Ashe still, or Soldier 76. I feel like Widow is still really strong, so she's like I would put her in the best, but I don't feel like she's there yet. There's something missing. Winston. I was sleeping on Winston, but Winston is actually really good. They changed his right click so he can shoot up to 30 meters with his Tesla cannon, and it takes 12 ammo instead of 20 now, and it does up to 50 damage. So if there's a Widowmaker trying to grapple away, or a Tracer trying to run away, or a Genji, they can snipe them if their jump is on cooldown, which I think is really strong. Plus, the change that they did when he puts his bubble down, you can see it, and his bubble takes a lot more damage as well. I think Winston is really, really good. Wrecking Ball. I'm gonna put Wrecking Ball in really good. I feel like Wrecking Ball is still one of the best characters to play because he can get up to, what, 13 or 1400 HP if he slams on 5 people in ease. He still doesn't feed ult charge with his adaptive shields that he gets when he hits his E. Also, there is less stuns, and he still slams on people for 100 damage and rolls into people and knocks them back even further now, which I think, he's insane. Zarya. I feel like Zarya is also going to be really, really good. I would put Zarya... actually, I'm putting Zarya in the best. Hear me out. She has 2 bubbles, which are really crazy. So you could bubble... there's a video on me playing Zarya on King's Row, and I had 10,000 damage, and my DPS had, 3,000. And it was literally, I went 31-0 or something. It was insane. Zarya is literally crazy. You could bubble yourself twice. You could bubble other people twice, but there's a 2-second cooldown. You can't spam the bubble. There's a 2-second cooldown. She's really strong. She gets a high energy. They did nerf her grab. Instead of being grab for 4 seconds, though, it is 3.5. It's not a really big change, I feel. So it shouldn't be too big of a problem. But I do feel like she's still really, really strong on some maps. And last but not least, Zenyatta. Zenyatta is definitely a must play. They did buff Zenyatta's HP from 200 to 225. He has 25 more shields, and he also has a This Is Sparta kick, which you do get. You literally fly when Zenyatta kicks you. It's literally insane. And don't let me forget, Damage Orb still exists. So that being said, this is my list. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think. Let me in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next video.